Hello, and welcome back to the Books I Read with My Cat podcast. I'm your host, Val,
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Allison.
and we're so excited to have you. Woohoo! Episode 8.
8,
Whoop whoop.
8,
8.
Eight's great.
8.
8
Eight's
is great.
great.
Today, we're talking about some of our favorite books that were made into movies, and I think this is going to be fun. But before we hop into that, what are you guys drinking?
Tea.
You want to guess what I'm drinking?
Is it Dragon Dream?
Yeah, it's Dragon
Dragon
Dream.
Dream.
It is just so good.
Can I tell you? I am also drinking Dragon Dream.
Stop it.
I'm drinking it cold, though.
Me too.
Nice.
I don't know. I just felt like I don't know why I didn't want it hot today. I just felt like, you know what? I know it is. The cold feels more like it like wake me up kind of thing.
I mean, it is already like summer here. It's still in the 80s,
It's true.
and
It's
It's
already
90s.
7 p.m.
all right. So if I'm drinking Dragon Dream and Val is drinking Dragon Dream, what is Allison drinking?
I am also not drinking Dragon Dream.
Yeah, that had a
Yeah,
trifecta.
it's so sad. I'm actually drinking a cold tea, called Wildberry Hibiscus. It's a gourmet
Ooh,
red tea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
that sounds tasty.
It's very tasty, and it's not even sweetened, which is weird for me because usually I'm like, give me all the sweetener.
Yeah.
This is from World Market. I don't know the name of it because it literally just says the name, like the wildberry hibiscus. So,
Huh.
but it's hibiscus, black currant, rose hips, elderberry, cranberry, Rory Boss tea,
Rubos?
Rooibos.
Rubos. Yeah, and it's caffeine free apparently. Wow.
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 Oh,
That's
Royal
good.
Gypsy Tea Company. That's there. There it is. I found it, and it's
Oh.
organic. Yeah,
Ooh.
Ooh,
fancy.
Bonus.
Yeah. So
fancy.
it's very tasty. It's cold. I
Yeah.
picked this because I was eating, so I figured it'd be a good one to go with food. So
Well, that's good. That sounds
hot tea
tasty.
doesn't always go with dinner options sometimes.
I agree. I think sometimes it just needs you need some cold, refreshing drink when you're eating food.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hot tea goes better with breakfast.
Yes.
Hot tea is, hot tea
Or
is great with snacks.
yes,
That's true.
like the royalty at Wisteria.
Yes. Yes.
That was so
Hot
tasty.
tea and snacks. I love that
All the
place.
snacks.
All the snacks. Give me all the snacks, please.
I do love me a good snack.
Snickety snack. Don't snack back. Uh, wow. But yeah,
But yeah.
tasty.
Yeah, definitely. What are your cats doing?
Danny just stole Bella's spot. Like literally right before
That
we started
explains you
recording.
yelling at
You
him.
you could hear me go, "Danny, no. Oh, not again." Like
Literally, that's
That's his
basically what
like
he said.
MO.
And the thing is that what he did was he jumped up on the bed and she was like, "Oh no." And so she got down. And then he
Mm.
went to the other bed and now he's just looking out the window. So he like didn't even like take the spot, he just made her move.
Sounds about right.
What a little butthole.
He is a little butthole, but I love him so much, even with his chonky donkey belly.
He's your little chunky donkey butthole cat.
He is. Yeah.
His Pooh Bear pose is so
Oh
funny.
my gosh.
Is iconic.
I don't
That
know
was
when he
amazing.
started doing that, but like I feel like he's been doing it more and more recently.
It's definitely more of a recent trend, probably in the last couple years, probably at least since Hurricane Ian, if not right before that. Because I know, like, we were, like, joking about it in the apartment.
Yeah.
His
It's
Pooh
a
He's
Bear
great
pose
pose.
is, like, when he sits like a human, and his little back legs are sprawled out, and his little tummy is just all scrunched up and makes him even fatter than he kind of is.
Kind of.
Kind of
kind
is.
of.
Usually, it happens when he's trying to he's like grooming his underside, his belly and such, and then he stops and he's just kind of just vibing there for a little bit and just trying to decide what he wants to do next.
He gets tired. He needs a break.
Yeah, he just sits there and just kind of like, yep. That was a good tummy licking.
Oh. I think my cats are out on the back porch. The other night, Leo brought in a lizard again. And as you know, there
Mhm.
is the lizard to treats exchange program we have implemented in this house.
Yes, of course.
So, he came in screaming his head off, but you could like tell that there's something in his mouth. So, you know, we gave him a treat. We took the lizard safely outside. He was only minorly injured. It was a
Okay.
good exchange program.
It was
It
successful.
takes the lizards out of our back porch. It's screened in. It's a win-win. The lizards get
There
free.
you go.
The cats get treats. We don't have a lizard running around our house because they like to bring it in and play with it and torture it if we don't give
Naughty,
them the treats fast
Dang.
naughty.
enough.
Dang cats.
It's fine. They know what to do now. We've trained
They
them.
have a job
They
that
do
only
have
they
a
can
job, and
achieve.
They bring something to the household.
maybe we should get like a little sticker chart, like what kids have, and when they get a certain number of lizards, we get them a big treat.
Do they need a
And
PBIT?
then they're like,
Positive
I think
behavior intervention.
Yep.
Maybe an FBA along there.
Dad, tell us about your cats.
I have excellent news. Some exciting household stuff. Don't know where I'm going with that, but all that to say, we just adopted a we just adopted a kitty cat today,
Oh.
like an hour ago. Just got home 30 minutes ago. His name is Luke. He's 4 years old. So we got a buddy for Frank.
Oh.
So she stops harassing Grizzly, hopefully. Hopefully she accepts him the way that we want her to.
In theory.
So,
Are you guys gonna keep Luke as his name?
yes. Yes.
Okay.
His full name is Luke Apollo. I just
Oh,
kept the name because he's 4. Like, he knows the name Luke. So,
Yeah, that's his
that's
name.
fair.
yeah. So, he has the handsomest picture from his website. He's very photogenic and I absolutely love him. Right now he's hiding in my bathroom. So,
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
we
It'll
have it
take some
set up.
time.
Yeah, we have it set up so he's like separate. We have like a baby gate for my hallway basically. So he's back here while the other 2 are on the other side because you're not supposed to like bombard, you know. So, but yeah, very excited.
He is
Yeah.
photogenic, and
He's
he is orange with yellow eyes.
yeah.
He's so cute.
He's a
So we'll
cutie
have
patootie.
we'll have Luke, Frank, and Grizzly
There'll be a
trio.
good house trio.
Welcome
Yeah.
home, Luke.
Yeah, welcome
Woo.
home. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
New member.
So yeah. I love him already. As I've described him before, he's like a warm baked potato. He just kind of lays there, wants all the pets, the scratches, chin scratches, everything. Doesn't
No.
care what you do to him, it seems like. He's like, okay, touch my tail, whatever. He doesn't like being held. Understandable. Most of our cats don't. But
Mhm.
he's cute and cuddly.
He might warm up to being held.
Yeah. He is a lap cat. Like on the paperwork, it says he's a lap cat like in the evenings. And he's
Mm,
fancy. He can go potty in the actual toilet somehow. So
that is fancy.
What a
I
smart
I
kid.
guess we'll find out. So
Does that pee and poop in a toilet?
it's just that
Or just
yeah,
pee?
it says he can pee and poop in the toilet. So
Huh.
I don't know.
Cat with skills to bring to the household.
Yeah. So we'll I guess we'll see. So
Oh.
You're just
um
gonna walk into the bathroom and just like a little thing floating in the toilet?
I left the toilet seat up for it, like just to kind of see if he
Uh-huh.
would. Just
He might.
maybe, you know.
Yeah.
So, but right now he kind of he left the carrier and he squished himself between the toilet and the shower. And my mom was like, I can't find the cat. He was missing. And I'm like, did you check the bathroom? She said yes. And then I go in there. He's right there. And I'm like, Mom, he's right here. He's orange. How did you miss the orange?
Oh.
So, but
Partner did that the other
I'm
day with
very
Bella.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been sleeping in her crate during the daytime, and he had come home early from work, and he's texting me while I'm at work, and he's like, "I can't find her. I can't find her." I'm like, "Well, did you check the crate?" Oh, found her.
Leo likes to do that too. So we have like a little basket in the living room with like extra pillows and blankets and stuff, but it has a lid. So majority of the time it's closed. But if we ever leave it open, he'll just like slink right into it and like sleep, and then we can't find him. And sometimes the lid will close on top of him.
No.
Yeah.
But he can get out if the lid's closed. Like, it's a super light lid, like, it's not, like, actually trapping him, but, like, sometimes we're like, "Where the heck is he?" And we'll,
Mhm.
Grab him.
shake the treats bag and he'll either meow because he's too lazy to open up the little lid, or he'll come out and be like, "Alright, where were you, bud?"
Yeah.
And Terry likes to sleep. We have, like, little cubbies in the closet, and the lower ones are, like, filled with, like, miscellaneous, like, fabrics or whatever, and Terry will just go in there and hide and sleep for hours, and sometimes we're just like, "Oh, no. Where's Terry?"
And it's like, cause my partner asked me, he's like, "Was Belle in the house when you left?" I'm like, "Yeah, she was looking out the window when I closed the door." Like, of course she's in
No.
the house. But yeah,
Yeah.
they
Your partner
they
definitely
they're sweet.
panics if he can't find the cats immediately.
Yes, it's true. And there are definitely a lot of hiding spots even in a tiny little house.
That's true.
I do too. And then we're like, they've got to be in the garage. And of course, they're always in the garage. So
Oh,
just like, where did you go?
No. They come back.
kitties
So,
are
but
good
yeah,
at hiding.
they excel at it.
That's yeah.
So,
They really do. Yeah, I was
uh,
out back the other day, like, outside, like, in our backyard, and both cats are on the screen in the porch, and they're, like, meowing at me. They're like, "What are you doing out there? Come back, come back."
No.
'Cause I was, like, talking to them through the screen because I was on the grass and they were in the screened porch, and they were like, "Meow, meow." You know, how cats
Yep.
be.
as they do.
How they do be.
That is how they do be. What you reading?
Well, I am reading 3 books. I think it's starting to be my thing now because, hear me out, sometimes, like today and, like, another day earlier this week, I forget to bring my physical book to work, and then I'm like, "Well, now I can't read my book, but now I have my ebook, and so I can always read no matter where I am."
Nice.
I know, so, yeah,
Nice.
that's why I have 3, so, like, maybe I'll just spend the day reading one of the 2 books, the ones I have to actually use my eyes for.
I like that.
Sometimes I'm not. Yeah, cause like, I'm always it's either always my audiobook and or another one. But,
Fair.
like, most time with, like, the ones with words, with, like, writing, I'm usually just reading one of those, on any particular day.
Mhm.
So, my first one is Murder Road by Simone St. James. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. That one is a thriller. It takes place in the '90s, and this couple gets dragged into a murder mystery case, and they are suspected of being the murderer since they're the ones who showed up with a dead girl.
He
And now they
wasn't
have
quite dead when they arrived.
though, throughout the book, they're like, "Yeah, we showed up with a dead girl in our backseat." And I'm like and I'm in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, she wasn't quite dead. She wasn't dead yet."
Yeah.
But
Yet.
I'm not dead
Keyword.
yet." It's my favorite line from Monty
I like that
Python.
accent.
"I'm not dead yet." Okay, yeah, so that's one of them. The other one I just started is the 3rd installment of the Daevabad trilogy. I mentioned them earlier. The first 2 were a Kingdom of Copper, and then no, City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper, and now this is Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty.
Nice.
I
So
literally
you're
just started.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I just started it like on the drive home from work today. So
Nice.
and it's a 30-hour book, so this is the longest book I'll be listening to.
That's a decent, yeah.
Ever?
It's a decent listen.
For audio, yeah, I think it will be.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nice.
And the last book I am reading is Avaticus by A.R. Turner. This is an indie book from an indie publisher, and it's a junior lawyer. He has one more case he needs to do before he becomes a full-fledged lawyer. And of course, it's in a fantasy setting, and of course he has to defend this overlord against like genocide. That he committed genocide, and of course he claims he's innocent. So
Of course.
yep, of course. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. I like this. It's a bunch of courtroom drama, and there's gonna be like a bigger thing coming up. So far, there's actually at least 2 point of views, and then there's also like journal entries detailing past cases, and it's like, oh, we did this case where this wizard time traveled, and now he's suing himself because he stole from himself. So and they were trying to argue like how this works. So yeah, no, it's pretty good so far. I really like it.
Nice. That
What are you guys
sounds
reading?
That looks good. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and they also have a book too.
Add that there.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'm also reading 2 books. I'm still reading Interabled: True Stories About Love and Disability from Shane and Hannah Burcaw, and then I'm also reading Murder Road by Simone St. James. That's this month's book club for our local bookstore. I'm really enjoying it. I put it down and I finished another book last night. It wasn't quite a 5-star, but it was really close. It was really good. It was the Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. That was a really good book. I'm glad I finished it. I was texting with Lucy earlier about it, and we were like, she sent me like a wall of text.
This was supposed to have like the ending that you're like something big happens. So according to her,
The second one is coming out in like September, I think. So it did leave off on a cliffhanger.
yeah.
Of course,
How
but
dare they?
the second one's coming out soon, and by soon I mean September. So
It's not bad.
very good. It's not a 5-star. It's a very close to 5-star. I rated it
It
4.75.
gets an honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. That's a good.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's honestly so many that are like that too. It was like, "Oh, it's not quite 5-star, but I still really enjoyed it."
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. But I think Murder Road is a contender for 5-star so far. I'm only a third of the way through. I'm literally 33%
Oh,
through.
dude, I'm
But
farther than you are. I'm at 50.
well,
Wow.
I had to put it down because I was gonna
That's true.
lose Long Live Evil from the library if I didn't.
That is true. That's true.
You're a little delayed
Yeah.
there. That's okay.
I'll catch up. I've
Um,
got time.
I'm gonna beat you.
There you go.
Is that a challenge?
It is a challenge. I'm gonna
It
win.
sounds like a challenge.
We'll
10
see.
bucks.
I don't want to rush through because I'm enjoying it.
That sounds interesting. I might have to add that too. You guys are
It's really
awful.
good.
In the best way.
We're just gently encouraging you to read more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're great
As if
influences.
as if 20 books so far isn't enough for this year.
Yeah, that's more than I've read.
But
I've read 10 books this year.
Ooh, you don't wanna hear what
that's pretty
what my
good.
number is.
Oh,
Tell
I
us,
know yours is
Courtney.
like ridiculous, ma'am.
27.
What?
Dang.
Yep.
You
I
crazy.
think my goal for 2025 is like 30 something books.
Oh, mine's 75, and I'm 4 books ahead.
Nice. Mine's 60.
Nice.
So, and I'm about right on track for that.
Excellent.
It's like five books a month. So
My reading goal is 32 books.
Nice.
I know that's an
That's
oddly
good. I mean,
specific
because
number.
you that is very specific. But like you didn't used to have that
What?
many, right? Because so that's pretty
No.
good.
Yeah, because last year I ended up reading 27 books, I think. So I
Mhm.
wanted to challenge myself to read a couple additional books this year.
I just want to know how you got
Nice.
to
I
32 though.
basically did the same thing. Yeah, why 32?
There was some math. I don't remember the math I did. But I was like, so 12 books for book club on average, maybe I'll skip one or two, and then, and then I wanted to do some other ones, and then probably some long boys, so
That's fair.
That's a healthy
Yeah,
yeah.
amount. That's good.
you I almost feel like we should calculate your like page number because there's like someone that was arguing that's like, well, I've been reading a lot of these one-off short stories, and so my count is like in the hundreds, but like I really
Mhm.
didn't read that much
Oh, yeah,
because it's all.
I have a book goal, a page goal, and an hours goal this year.
Oh, okay, I like that.
So, I'm 31% through my reading goal at 10 books, and I'm 30% through my pages goal because I got an e-reader last year, so I'm challenging myself to read more pages
Mm,
versus listening to audiobooks. And then my 2025 hours goal is 500 hours, and
I
I'm
dude.
was about to say
24% through it.
all of that being wind and truth. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I have 121 hours so far that I've listened to.
So half of it.
No, 24%.
24%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they go right on track. Honestly,
I know,
Very
exactly.
nice.
So, I think I set some goals that I can probably meet.
It's very
I
If
think
you
so
attainable
see
with a
too.
me
little bit of
reading
challenge.
children's book towards the end of the year, shut your mouth.
In all honesty, I considered tracking my personal books, but also the ones that I read daily for
You
my job.
should.
Because, like, I read sometimes multiple a day.
Do
So,
it.
You should.
like, today we
You can
did
have,
one,
like, a
two,
tag for, like,
four.
school or something.
You could,
Yeah, we did like four
or you can
books
make it as
today.
like a
So,
separate challenge or something.
Could have a second account, but that's a whole thing. You have to log out
That's a
and
whole
log back in.
yeah.
That sounds like too much
I
work.
was like,
Adding a tag is much
yeah.
easier.
Well, well, I was like, I don't want it to like influence my like personal goal. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So like
true.
maybe get a different one like the TBR app and just like do those on there just to
Yeah.
see. But
I like that.
yeah, it would be a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you read a
Be
couple hundred books a year at school.
yeah, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you reading, Allie?
I'm I'm reading two books. One is going to be another complete shocker. I'm reading Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson for the eighth
One
time,
day,
one for each
one
episode.
day we will not mention Wind and Truth, but today will not be that day.
Today will not be
Maybe
that
episode
day.
9.
Maybe. I'm
Maybe
like
episode 10.
68%,
Okay,
honestly.
Ooh.
so probably
'Cause
episode 12 will be done.
well, part of it is I kinda like I've been going back and forth between listening to this and listening to others, so it's like because this book is so good, but I feel like it's like a constant, like, big things are happening.
Yes.
So,
It's a
it's
never-ending treadmill of stuff.
yes, so much stuff. And it's good stuff, but it's so much stuff that my brain is like, "Okay, we need a breather here." So my breather book is called For the Wolf, and it's by Hannah Whitten, the same author of Hemlock Queen that I read a couple episodes ago, I want to say, 2 episodes.
I've been seeing this one pop up a lot.
I like it a lot. And like the little blurb says, the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's her debut novel about a young woman who must be sacrificed to the legendary Wolf of the Wood to save her kingdom, but not all legends are true, and the wolf isn't the only danger lurking in the Wilderwood. And she, of course, is the second daughter who is going to be sacrificed, and her nickname is Red, so like the cover is like Red Riding Hood, and the wolf,
Um,
you know, yeah.
is it like
So
Interesting.
is it like a loose Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, it is. It's very loose, but yes. I like it a lot so far. I am 80%, so I'm almost done with it.
Wow.
Because I know that's higher now because I listened to more of it today. Very good so far. I don't know if it'll be a 5-star, but it's another honor. It'll be an honorable mention. It's got magic, darkness, a little bit of lovey-dovey crap. You know, a good mixture, mysterious. So I like it. Very nice. And I'm gonna read, of course, the second one. Understandably, is called For the Throne. So this one is For the Wolf. The second book is called For the Throne.
Mm,
So I like it.
interesting. That sounds good.
So it's a duo. Yeah, it's a duology. So very good.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And for once, I don't
Yeah.
have a third book. So
Wow.
yeah.
I was reading 3 books for a little while because I had Long Live Evil, Interabled, and Welcome to Pawnee going at once, and I was like, "This is too much.
Yeah.
I can't do 3 books. My tiny brain cannot do 3 books."
Well, I thought the same thing too, but because I exclusively do ARCs as ebooks, just because like it's just the easiest way for me to obtain them, and it gives me an excuse to have like an ebook.
Yeah. No,
Right
that
now
makes
I
sense. You have
don't.
one of
I'm
each,
in
like,
between.
format.
Yeah, and right now I'm like in between ARCs, so that's why I'm reading the indie one. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is, Allie, is that when I go to the library to like work on, like I bring my computer and I work there for a little bit, I sit right in front of the shelf where the Foxglove King sits, and so
Nice.
and someone had just returned the second book, so I'd been like, okay, I have to get through my other ones first, but that'll probably be the next one I grab when I check out another book at the library.
I
Do
love the
it.
library.
The library.
Oh, it is the Foxglove King. I said the Hemlock Queen. That's the second book.
Well, it was mentioned anyway, so you know.
Yeah, you're right. Good book.
Got any 5 stars?
I do not.
Ooh, you do not.
You don't either, Courtney?
Oh, no, I do. I was just
Oh,
repeating
okay.
I
out
was about to say,
loud.
ma'am,
I was
we
repeating out.
discussed this.
I have 2.
You have 2
You
5
have two.
stars?
I know, it's crazy, it's crazy.
Dang, I only have
Not
1.
just one, but
And,
two.
I know, not gonna lie, I was very surprised. The first 5-star that I had is called If It Makes You Happy by Hannah Logan. So this is another indie book. I actually read this as an ARC, the advanced reader copy. It comes out May 13th, and I believe it'll be available on Amazon as of right now. But I do not know any future plans for that, but definitely Amazon. Um, so Hannah Logan actually is a travel blogger, and then she decided to write a book based off of her travels. This one's actually a romance. She's actually a plus sized character. She's from Canada and she decides to just say, F it, I'm gonna take a solo vacation. I'm gonna stop waiting for the perfect guy for the perfect romantic vacation, and I'm just gonna go to Greece on my own. And then and there, what I really love about the book is that not only does she fall in love with herself, which is really the main focus, is that then she falls in love with the guy.
Mm.
So, romance. Huh, spoiler, that's really what happens in romances. What I really liked about this book though was because she was a travel blog or she is a travel blogger. Um, she uses a lot of her experiences like within the book. And I even emailed her and asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, this is exactly what happened." A lot of the logistics stuff that happens in like within the book, like flights and how to get to places and the ferry rides and the types of hotels she stays at. Like she never says the name, but she's like, "Yeah, I've stayed there." Um, in like places like these, I've ate in places like these. And this is what like the view is like, and like her character goes into a hotel room and reads a binder and it's like, welcome to Sime. Here's all the things you can do. And like does like a little thing like for us as a reader being like, oh, okay, this is cool. And now because now I kind of want to go to this little island in the middle of the Aegean Sea because of this book.
Nice.
Yeah, so it kind of like also acted as a travel guide.
Yeah, I feel like you're particularly drawn to this because you used to be a travel agent yourself, so
Yes.
All the
Yeah.
logistics and stuff kind of speaks to your brain.
It does.
It does.
It does. Because you have
It
to
has
fly to
Courtney written all
one
over
road
it.
and then take a boat over to Simi, and I'm like, "Mom, this is what we gotta do." And my mom's down. My mom is down. I wrote in the review, I'm like, "This book is gonna influence tourism on Simi," and it's this little Greek island, and it's
Gonna happen.
adorable. It's also the most beautiful book cover I've ever seen. Let's just say that because it's
Nice.
influenced
It
by
is
what the
really
island.
pretty.
Yeah, it is stunning. So yeah, that's my first one. And then my second book is called Metal from Heaven by August Clark. So this is a urban fantasy. It's very industrial. It's almost steampunky, but kind of not. Um, in the terms of vibe and like kind of like time era we're talking of. It talks a lot about classism in terms of
Mhm.
like labor versus upper class. And there's this girl who survives like a labor strike massacre because her family refines this weird metal thing that kind of like she actually became allergic to it because her mom was pregnant while she was working in the factory. So it now
Hmm.
affects her life, and it does that
Mhm.
for a lot of other people too. And now there's a like a rebellion and things like that trying to take down the hierarchy, and a lot of people are really impoverished because of the classism. And so, like, joins a bandit gang, and she becomes one of the most, like, how do you call it? Like, the most famous bandit, like, robbing trains and stuff because she
Gotcha.
can physically move the metal and rip it because, like, that's, like, her power. She's like, "I'm gonna rip this metal in half," and it goes boop like a zipper, and and it's great.
Nice.
She is a can opener for trains.
Yeah, and, like, as part of, like, the blurb yeah, pretty much, she has to she uses the guy's daughter to get to him, so which is, it's, like, a weird, like, romancy thing,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
but, like, this book was really good because you could tell the author was really well read in, like, the way that they use language, so it was very poetic throughout it. I read the first page of it to Val.
You did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, "Wow." But then sometimes, like, I'll admit, it was a little challenging to read sometimes because of that, but still, I think it was because of how, like, the poetry and stuff that was in it.
Yeah.
Also a ton of trigger warnings. It is a, LGBTQIA, so it does talk a lot about disparity between, people who are in that community, and there's a lot of untreated trauma, so there's a lot of toxic relationships and stuff. So just know that going into it, but it's still a really good book.
Nice. That sounds good. I might add
That
it
does
to my
sound really good.
TBR.
Yeah, Val, I think you would like this one.
Another one.
Another one.
Not
Listen.
another one.
So Val, you had a 5-star too, right?
I did! My 5 star this week is Welcome to Pawnee, Stories of Friendship,
Oh,
Waffles, and Parks and Recreation. I love that book. It was so good. I was expecting more waffles, though, because it's in the title.
how many times were waffles mentioned?
I
Quote, I was
don't
expecting more
remember.
waffles.
I don't think waffles was mentioned super frequently. It's a thing in Parks and Rec, like that's a recurring like joke in Parks and Rec is waffle. It's like talking about waffles and stuff like that. Because the main character in Parks and Rec, Leslie Note, is obsessed with waffles, and they have like waffle parties and stuff, which is very different than
That's
the waffle party from Severance. But that's another tangent.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. Allie, you started watching Severance, so you know.
oh,
Yes,
you did.
I did. Indeed.
Nice.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, the book is from Jim O'Hare, and I really liked his storytelling. And obviously, he's an actor, so he knows how to tell stories and stuff like that. And the audiobook was really well narrated. Like I said, all of the like crew members that Jim mentioned in the books and like had sections written by were voiced by themselves, but the cast, like the more famous actors, were not voiced by themselves. But it was still really good. Really enjoyed it. I really like memoirs like this, kind of scene behind the curtain of shows like this, and it was a huge cash show. And Jim O'Hare was talking about how from day one he wasn't considered part of the like main cast necessarily, even though he is the only character in the entire show that is in every single episode, interestingly
Oh,
enough.
interesting.
Yeah, but that wasn't the initial plan from like day one, but
Right.
Yeah.
I learned that he and Retta didn't become full-fledged cast members until season 3.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was still really good. Really enjoyed the book. It's interesting to learn about that side of Hollywood and stuff like that, and like how much work is actually put into shows like this, and how quickly things can just like fall apart and come back together and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it.
It
Nice.
sounds interesting.
It
You
is.
also, I feel like you like to read the stories of like the background, not background, but like the inner workings of Hollywood and different things.
I do, yeah. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
And
I like
especially
it.
if you love this show, I think this would be an excellent book for you.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I know you both haven't seen Parks and Rec, but I highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it, and then to read the book.
A little
Yeah.
bit. I've seen it like if it happens to be on. I need to watch
I
it
like that show.
sometime.
It's a good
Maybe
show.
that can be my summer watch.
Yeah. I think there's like 7 seasons, so you got plenty of
Yeah.
episodes. 5 seasons? I don't
Probably
know.
like
I listened to the book, I don't remember.
you just listened,
How?
you didn't absorb, it's fine.
Listen, I've read an entire other book since I finished this one.
Not allowed. Not an excuse. How dare you? Nice, you got some good 5 stars.
Yeah, good 5
Yeah.
stars.
Good 5 stars.
Whoop whoop.
All right, it's topic of the week time.
Topic of the week.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, like I talked
I'm
about
just
earlier.
saying.
What? Are we gonna jump right in?
You know, I
We
feel like let's
are.
tear the Band-Aid off, Val. Tear the Band-Aid off.
All right,
Just rip it.
fine.
Rip it
All
off.
right, so this week we're talking about books that are adapted into movies. And
And
of
some
course,
TV
the
shows.
most common one, or most not common, what's the word
Talked
I'm
about.
looking for?
Talked
Currently
about.
trending
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, the currently trending one, the one that just had like a
I think it's the 25th anniversary? No.
yeah, no,
20th.
20th. It's 2005.
Okay, yeah, so
Oh,
20th.
yeah.
Yeah, so Pride and Prejudice, I guess.
Your favorite movie.
My absolute favorite comfort movie. I have it on 12 hours a day. It's just on
You
loop.
do.
Never ends.
I'm kidding. Oh my god, Val, I never knew you.
No, I won't. It's just not for me. We've talked about it in what, like 3 episodes now? And that's okay.
That's okay. It's fine. Not everything has to be for you.
We
No,
told
if-
her before the
do you-
recording that we're very proud of her
you know
for
what I mean?
trying.
Yeah. You
Thank
don't
you.
have
I
to like
do
everything, and
appreciate.
that's okay.
Okay, I think part of it why our generation loves it so much is because it came out in 2005, which is a very formative year in our youth, like
Yeah.
age-wise.
Yes.
And like I feel like a lot of people that were watching it when it first came out, that might have been one of the first movies they saw in theaters. Maybe not first, but like
some
one
of
of the
that
first ones they went on their own because it was PG, Like we were what, 10, 11, 12, 13-ish, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I'd be like 9 or 10.
Yeah. So like that's probably one of the first movies you went and saw on your own with just like your friends, and like, oh, it was so good, and like we didn't know better at that age. We don't know
I
what romance is.
I think this is also is it this movie
We
that a
didn't
lot
know
of
better.
like girls realize that they're bi or gay because of Keira Knightley. That's like a
Maybe. I don't
trending
know.
joke that like
Is that a
that
thing?
like always comes up. It always comes up. They're like Keira Knightley made me gay, and I'm like, you know what? I get it. I get it.
A bi awakening.
It was. I think like she. I think she influenced a lot of bi awakenings.
You know, she's a very attractive woman. I would not be surprised if that were true.
Yeah, she is. She really is. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But Allison, you've read this book,
I
right?
have, and I
Compare it.
can't say I didn't like it, but I didn't. It's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't understand it because
That's fair.
I read it in high school,
Mhm.
and I was all gung ho about it. I'm like, I'm gonna read this book. I know I'm gonna like it because I like the movie. Um, and it's written in old ish English, older style.
Mhm.
So I'm reading it and I'm
It
just
was
like, I don't
published.
know. They're using so many words to say something so simple and I'm not understanding it.
That's probably
So
why people
yeah,
like the
that's
movie so much. It's because you could
yeah,
actually understand the story.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I just looked
exactly.
it up. The book was originally published in 1813.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that
Oh!
it yeah.
It is old. Is that what you just
It's
said?
Yep, it's old.
it's very
It's
old. So that
old.
makes sense that it has is using that older, more verbose English to say a very simple thing in like 300 words.
Yeah.
And why
So
So
you read
like
it in
it's
class
a
too.
I chose it. That's the thing. It was
Oh, you
I chose
did?
it and I ended up doing yes.
I thought this was, like, for class
So
or something.
it was for class. We had to pick a book and read it and do, like, a report on it, and I ended up
Oh.
just, like, doing a, what do you call that? Spark Note.
cheated on
Because I
a
was just like,
high
"I don't
school
know what's
assignment.
happening." Yeah, 'cause I don't know what this
No, that's
means.
fair.
My
You
brain is
know,
not ready for
okay,
this.
hear me out. I did the same thing for Midsummer Night's Dream. I bought the SparkNote copy, and because I wanted to learn about the story, but reading it, I've been just like, "Oh my god, I have no idea." Especially at the time. So, I'm not judging you
To be totally
because
honest, I
SparkNote
Spark Noted a lot.
makes sense. I tried not to because of my conscience,
I
but there was
am
times like I had to.
I did not care because I loathe being told what to read.
Mm.
So, if they assigned it, my brain was like, "I'm not gonna do it."
Oh my
So
god.
then I would Spark Note it. But, to get back on
Fair.
the thing, I didn't fully understand the story, but when I saw the movie, which, I don't even remember the first time I saw it, to be totally honest with you. I just really enjoyed it. I liked the music and just, like, the scenery in the movie and everything. Because this was before I really cared about, like, the actual, like, romance side of it. I just really liked all the, like is it cinematography? Um,
Mhm.
Yes.
just that side of it, so I enjoyed how they portrayed just, like, the Bennett household and, like, all the kinda chaotic mess that is their sisters, because it is like I can say it is like that in the story, so I feel like they portrayed them really well, but
Mhm.
otherwise, it's just kind of like a nice for me, it's a cozy movie. I can't say it's my favorite movie, but I enjoy it, so I always enjoy the, like, "I'm 27 years old, a burden to my parents, I'm unmarried."
You know, my favorite part of the first hour of the movie that I watched was the potatoes guy.
Yes.
"Oh,
What
what a
excellent
lovely
boiled
potato."
potatoes.
Yes. Yes,
Jeez.
that was
But yeah, so you gave it the good old college try, Val. I'm proud of you.
I did, I did. I know, like, Pride and Prejudice was one of my grandmother's, like, favorite books, and I know she certainly read it to me when I was a kid, but I sure as hell did not understand that, uh, very verbose English as a child.
It's a lot.
Incredible.
It is.
It is a
I
lot.
think if I went back and tried to read it, I would understand it a lot more now, but
Probably.
as a
Yeah.
Also
sophomore in high school, my brain was like, "I don't know what this is."
also, a lot English has changed quite a lot in the past 130, 115 years.
Mhm.
So, a lot of
Quite a bit.
words that made sense then may not even exist or have a very, very different meaning now.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It's true.
So, Pride and
yeah.
Prejudice. You knew it was coming.
I
You know what, Val? You can go next. If there's one a movie, TV show that you just loved.
We're just talking about movies tonight.
Oh, do you have
TV
a
shows a whole nother thing.
Okay, I
Oh,
don't know many
okay.
TV shows.
I
Same.
know a bunch of TV shows. So that's
Mm,
where I'm gonna
Oh,
shine.
I
it's your
see.
time.
That's
Time
my
to
that
shine.
is my time.
You know what? I probably do, but I just don't realize or I don't remember them also being a book. So,
Yes,
it's
probably.
entirely possible.
Oh, I had to
Yeah.
Google some, and some reminded me of, like okay, I had to, like, Google there it was, like, here's the best movie adaptions, and then here's the worst ones, and Eragon was on the worst list, and I'm like, "You right, you are so right," because I loved those books. I loved them. I read the first 3. I did not read the 4th one because by the time the 4th one finally came out, which was, like, 10 years later, I've, like, lost interest in the series, so I think I Wikipedia'd the 4th one just so I had an idea of, like, what happened in it, and anyway,
You had some
um,
closure.
anyway, yeah, to get some closure, for sure. Maybe one day I'll attempt it, today's not that day, but I still loved those books because who doesn't want to ride a dragon slash have a pet dragon slash, like, travel, like, around, like, a high fantasy world and
That's
kinda
true.
be the hero, yeah. That's, like, dope, and then the movie comes out and it was just disappointing. They
Is
cut
it
so much
trash?
out. It is, and, like, they remind and then the blurb it reminded me is like, "Oh, yeah, the dragon like, the characterization of the dragon, Saphira, which is not what it was in the book at all."
Oh.
And it's
Yeah,
like, I don't
isn't
know these
that
people.
famously like one of the worst book adaptations to a movie ever?
It might be. I
Yeah.
think it is.
Because I haven't read or seen those movies, but all I know is the movie is trash.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's such a shame. It really is, because, like, they
I've
could have been
literally
it could have
never
been so
watched it for that reason.
Yeah,
I knew it was bad, but I'm like, "You lie." And so so I had to see it for myself, and I was like, "Oh, you're right. No."
yeah,
But yeah, I still really loved the books though. Don't get me wrong. I think this is probably one of those situations where it would have been better as a TV show because you could have spent more time storytelling than 2 hours trying to cram like a giant like 800 page book.
Mm.
yeah, and that's where I think a lot of book adaptations shine is when they have more room to breathe. But we'll get into that in another episode because I have a lot of thoughts on that. But there were a couple of movies that I forgot were books originally, and one I was reminded of was Alice in Wonderland. And there's been a billion different film adaptations of the Alice in
Right.
Wonderland story, but I was always fond of the story growing up because it's very whimsical and very, honestly, a little terrifying to me as a small child. But I am the president of Scaredy Baby Club, so. But I really liked all the different adaptations because I know like Tim Burton has one for film. There's the animated one, the Tim Burton one. I love the animated one. The I think Disney animated that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, Alice in Wonderland I think is like a really great adaptation between the book and the movie. Obviously, the Disney animated one is a little bit more childlike, a little bit more whimsy, whereas the Tim Burton one is a lot more creepy, a lot more like
It does take on the
darker.
original tone of
Yes.
the book better.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, the Tim Burton one's a little bit more faithful to the original source material, I think.
Right. I'm glad you brought up Alice in Wonderland because I remembered like we read it in school and I was actually
Mhm,
really excited to read it. I actually really enjoyed reading it. Cuz like I like the movie a lot, but like and I'm talking about the Disney animated one.
mhm.
But I was like kind of obsessed with like reading the book. I like the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, the Jabberwocky was
The
nice.
Jabberwocky.
The Jabberwocky. Yeah, no, I you know what? I probably could give that one a reread. Like the OG.
Same. Yeah, I
I
don't think
I
I've
never
read it
read
in
it.
probably 20 years.
Highly recommend.
I've literally never read it, so maybe I should try it one day.
Yeah, add it to your TBR.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Right? Meow.
Although I have to say I don't recall reading through the Looking Glass. Like I don't have a recollection of it. I don't remember if I have or not.
I don't know if I have either, to be honest.
Hmm.
Maybe I did.
I
I
have
don't know.
not. I can tell you that. Can tell you that right now.
Right
But
now.
that's a good one. I didn't even consider that, to be honest.
Well, it's
I
like
don't know why.
I've
I
never
knew it
read
was a
it.
book, but
Like
Yeah, no, it's just kind of like looking through things, and I was like, oh, wait, yeah, Alice of Wonderland, duh. I feel like today the book isn't as prominent as the movies. Like Disney, the animated one is really popular. And what kind of triggered this is literally yesterday, this Disney Dreamlight Valley had an update and they added in Alice in Wonderland. And I was like, oh, duh, of
uh,
course. So,
it's like Mary Poppins was a book, and like no
mhm,
one knows this.
right.
Like, and I know what I mean, like the
I
general
didn't know
public.
that.
Yeah, like Disney bought the rights to Mary Poppins.
Mhm. You know,
Oh,
Disney's made a lot of book adaptations into movies,
Hmm.
especially like children's movies
Yes.
and from like children's
they are
books.
good at that.
Yeah.
They
Oh, I
excel
could
at
start rattling off
adaptations.
like a bunch of them,
What?
like Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh,
Danny the
and
Pooh Bear. What?
Danny the Pooh Bear.
He's a Pooh Bear.
He is a little Pooh Bear.
uh,
Yeah.
La 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 la.
Allison, you know which one I forgot? Like I totally forgot that it was a movie. Was Divergent.
What? Ma'am.
I know you and I
Ooh,
have seen it together.
Divergent is an interesting one, I will
Yeah,
say.
Isn't that also not a
'Cause
great one?
better than
well,
Eragon, sure.
okay. I
But
will
if
say
Eragon was a 1,
it
this
started
was
off
probably
strong.
it did.
I
Because
will
the
say it
first one
started
was
off
bad.
strong. It was like the first one wasn't bad. The second was like, okay, we could have done a little bit better. But then they fell into that trap of like the 2000 teens, when they were like, we're
Mhm.
gonna split this book in half and make it a two-parter. The first part
Yep.
sucked, and then they never finished the second part, and it never came out. So it just
Dang.
like kept going downhill.
It's like, let's really milk it and break it into 2 movies, and
And it
then
wasn't
the
worth
risk
two
was
movies.
it wasn't worth the risk, nope.
Yikes.
No. Well, part of it is their fault. Like if they had followed, because they didn't follow the original, they didn't follow the book.
Right.
Because they had a captive audience. Like they followed it really pretty well, not perfectly, but pretty well for the first book. Second book they kind of diverged, a bit, quite a bit for like I want to say for like the ending part, and then that when that first part of Allegiant came out, it was like totally different. It was didn't even make sense. But I will say that's also the book that made me so mad I threw the book across the room when I finished it. So, you know, it
Talking
kind of
about the last
made
one?
me very yeah, the last one it kind of made me very
Yeah,
angry. So,
makes sense.
I'm not surprised that it kind of went down in a ball of flames.
Me neither.
So, yeah.
I'm not
But
surprised, but I
again,
am disappointed.
yeah, because it could have been a decent for that time. Because I feel like that time you had some really good book to movie adaptations, and then you had some that tried, but they didn't quite make it, and this is one of those.
Yep.
The first one was strong, and then it just fizzled out. So,
The problem is, like, I
kinda
barely remember them. That's how, like, ugh, they were. I remember the first one probably a little bit more, but going
same.
back.
I went back actually and watched just for funsies because it was on Netflix or something. I watched Divergent, maybe last summer, I wanna say, and I'm just like, "This is so cheesy." This just has, like I don't remember when did it come out? What, like, 2015 or something? We were in
We
college,
were
I
in
think.
college.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2013, something like that. And it fell for that trap of those movies in that time when they were doing the YA adaptations of just like
Mhm.
the Ellie Goulding super loud background music as they're staring into each other's eyes and like just like the you know what I'm talking about? Like they just
I
had the
do.
pop
I
music.
yeah. I feel like that was super popular at the time.
It was, and it was just so unnecessarily loud. I just remember it was Ellie Goulding in this one scene in Divergent. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this?
Again,
Oh
that's
my
why I'm
gosh.
disappointed.
No. No, not at all. But then on the other hand, I'm gonna change it now. You had
Do it.
Divergent, right? That fizzled out. But then you
Yep,
also
Mhm.
had The Hunger Games that like
yep.
took off and were amazing
That's
across the
true.
And they
board. Like,
and the thing is they did it really well, and the only time they made changes was when it was kind of necessary to, like, either
yeah.
embellish the story or fill in stuff that just wasn't, like, expressed through the book, which was
Yeah.
rare, but they did. It
It was
was
things
it was
that like it didn't really make sense to put it in with the movie. I will say there was obviously some stuff cut that you're like, "Oh, you probably should have included that." But that's with
oh,
anything,
it's so
honestly, if
hard.
it's a movie. Yeah, there's so much stuff to squeeze into a movie, but I feel like they really took off with it and did a really good job with it.
They
I
did.
think many people would have the same thought on that. I
Yeah,
loved that
I
book.
think so. I think The Hunger Games is a great example of a pretty faithful adaptation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe not so much as the series goes on. Like, I feel like the later movies weren't as close. Maybe I'm misremembering, it's been a while since I've seen all of those movies, and I definitely haven't read all the books, but I know from, like, talking to people that they said there's some stuff that they wish they did differently in, like, the later movies.
Right, because they still
Yeah, I would
followed the
agree.
plot pretty well, but just something about the vibe was a little off, I think, and I can't put my finger on it. I have no idea, like, what it was. But,
Hmm.
yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
just
Yeah.
but I do really that's a really good series. Oh, and they're coming did we say this? I don't remember. They are coming out with a movie for Sunrise on the Reaping. They just started the casting and everything, so
They did. They
quite
released
excited.
the 2 main characters, like, they
Yeah.
finalized the 2 main characters. I think I saw it
Oh,
pop up on my feed today.
yeah, they released 3 actually.
Really?
Yeah, they
Wow.
released Haymitch, Dove, and Maisley. Eleanor Dove,
Yeah,
I wanna say is her full name.
I'm gonna
So,
read this book.
you need to it's really good. Like, it's
Hey,
very
wait.
good.
Do I need to read the snakes one?
You don't have to.
Cool.
It would be good. I would say do it because then it just kinda adds a little pizzazz to how you feel about snow. Um,
No,
but
okay, so we'll put that one down for here I am adding more to my TBR.
just add it there. You can listen to it on my thing. I have it.
Oh, okay.
It's already there. I have all of them.
Look oh, snap. Well,
Yeah, I plan
That's a
on
series.
yoinking those at
That's
some
a
point.
that's when I bought all of them because I listen to them once in a while just cause why not?
well, shoot.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
Thanks. This is why I keep you around.
Yeah, it is. And then there's also, if we wanna continue with that whole 2015 time frame,
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do Twilight, but that's a little earlier. There was this book to movie adaptation that I loved. It wasn't amazing, but I really liked it. It was called The Fifth Wave.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the whole series. And I really liked it, and I was sad they never continued. They just did a first movie and then they were done. Um, but I really liked watching it. It wasn't the most like close to the book type of movie, but it was really good, all things considered, because it's kind of has a really broad plot, like a lot going on. Because there's like aliens and stuff, and like so they kind of had to like it was a lot. It was a big what do you call that? Like they took on a lot
Mhm.
for probably a not a big budget. So
They bit off
Yeah.
more than they could chew.
yeah, I would yeah. But it was a decent movie, all things considered. Um, and if it had I think it came out near the end of that big wave of adapting the YA novels to movies. So it kind of hit
Mhm.
the time frame for that. So I think
Yeah,
it just kind of lost
it was originally published in
any
2013.
traction.
So, yeah, it would've for sure came out around that time. And, my brain, I'm having, it goes ding, ding, ding with this book, but I can't remember anything from it. So I'm like, I wonder if I actually read it or
You saw it with me. You came with me to the movie.
I didn't. So maybe that's what it was.
Probably. But
I
yeah,
may
it came
have
out in 2016, which was near the end of the whole wave of YA to movie adaptations.
the
Mhm.
whole wave, would you call it the
That
5th
whole
wave?
yeah, the fifth wave. So excellent. It's a good book. It's a very good book series if you want to read it's like a sci-fi action type book.
Yeah, it's young adult, science fiction, dystopia, fiction, fantasy, aliens, romance, post-apocalyptic, and apocalyptic, and then it says audiobook. I don't know why that's a thing on
It's
Goodreads, but
all the things. It's a good read. So,
Nice.
can we talk about Twilight for a second?
we can talk about Twilight for a second.
Because let me
Twilight.
just
We're
say,
done.
I actually
Hoa, 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 hoa.
Is it Hoa season?
I actually
Not
watched
yet.
Twilight before I read the book.
Really?
Really?
I loved the movie, and it made me wanna read the book, and then I loved the book even more, and now I'm just kinda like, "Okay, the movie's kinda" but
The
but
movies
I thought
are
it was
what they are.
yeah. But, at the time, because I watched the movie first, I think that was almost, the best way to do it, because then I could kinda love both of them.
Mhm.
If that makes sense?
Yeah, it does. I was what you call a twihard.
Oh, no!
See,
Oh,
I was on the
no.
opposite end of the spectrum. I didn't like Twilight very much. I thought it was kinda corny, and vampires wasn't doing it for me as a teenager.
Listen,
I Twilight
not
is
the
what got me back into reading.
Nice.
we weren't team Jacob or team Edward.
I
Me?
was team
No.
Jacob.
Yeah, no.
I
Um,
was
I
team
flip-flopped.
no vampires.
Oh, so you'll
So
be
you were
team
team
Jacob.
Jacob.
So where
No, I was team none of them.
Were
I
you
did
valid.
team
see
Renesmee, creepy baby?
Half human, half
no.
vampire, baby.
I was
The
the
absolute
team that put
worst
all the glitter
CGI
on
baby?
everyone. Why were all the vampires glittery? I don't understand.
Because they're magical and mystical.
That's
That's
what makes
not
them
how
I
cool.
you
don't know.
that's not how you visualize magical and mystical. That's just glitter. That's just someone went
'Cause
to Bed Bath& and Beyond or Bath& and Body Works and went a little too ham.
you know what? Maybe Edward Cullen just really liked some sparkly skin, oil, whatever you wanna call that.
Yeah, was
Body
it the
shimmer.
Victoria's Secret or, Bath& and
It
Body
was both.
Works that had the
It was
okay,
both.
okay.
They
I
all
mean, that
had them at one
was
point.
accurate of the time.
With, the
20
shimmer
It
spray
was.
thing.
yes, yes.
Fair.
So, I
Oh,
mean, I was originally team Jacob in, like, high school, right? But
Mhm.
then, now that I'm older, I'm like, "You know what? Jacob is kind of a turd, so I'm definitely more Edward now." Because Jacob just came in like he was hot stuff, and it's like, no, you're just kind of immature.
I 100% flip-flopped between the two of them. It
Yeah.
really depended on the book I was reading and how, like, mad I was at Edward, especially in New Moon.
Oh yeah, New Moon. Yeah. That's what made me become Jacob, because I was like, you just left her in the middle of a forest. Like, what are you doing?
I know! It's so rude! Like, you
It's
would think
beyond
that it's
rude.
her choice, but whatever.
Though I will say,
What?
Twilight the movie, terrible director. And like whatever they chose with that filter, they're like, let's make
Ah,
everything blue gray.
Yes.
you know,
Everything is blue gray. Like, why did they do that? But then you have New Moon coming in and it's a new director and everything is like high contrast, bright
Mhm.
colors. They never found a happy medium, but they did get better as they went along. The acting got a little
they
bit better as
tried.
they went along.
That's
The only
true.
thing that they really did terrible with was the last one with the creepy CGI baby head. So, I mean, why they felt the need to do that, I don't know.
Oh,
So,
I've been seeing it, like, pop up on social media, a lot, but, like, I need to look it up again. Oh lord, no! Oh, it's awful. God, don't look it up.
what? What are you looking up?
Did
I
you
missed
look
it.
it up?
Renesmee, like, the creepy baby head, oh lord.
Oh, yes, it's terrible.
It's like the toddler phase, specifically, right? Like and maybe,
Yeah,
like, a little bit of the
all of
baby
it.
part, but, like, 'cause, like, when the real actress comes in, it's not bad.
No. But, like, for some reason, when she's a baby, her face just kind of floats all weird like.
Oh my
But then
god.
when she's also a toddler, it's just why did they feel the need? They couldn't have found a baby that just looks kind of like
The
it's so
toddler's
babies all
nightmare fuel.
Did you see it? I sent it to you.
Yeah, you just sent it in the chat and oh my god.
I
I didn't
does
have
the
any
toddler
memory
really
of
look
that.
like that?
I
I
think
don't
so,
remember
'cause
it
there's
actually
another one.
looking like that. This feels like a lie, but
No,
I
here's
don't
another
think
one,
it
here's another
is.
one. Imma send you another one.
Oh, jump scare. Also, why were all of their eyes red? Like all of
But
the
okay.
actors?
Okay, so alright, Val,
They're
here we go.
gold.
We're gonna educate you. So
No.
the
No,
vampire
I know why in the universe why, but it just looks like they're blazed out their minds.
Oh, that's what you mean like that?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a contact thing and their eyes
It
are just
could
like
be the contacts and, like, the contacts are irritating their eyes, so they're all, like, red and, like, irritated, but they look high.
Probably. AF.
Yes. And, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, what is happening?"
oof.
Maybe that's just
I need
me.
to go back and watch
No,
where the
I
baby's
can't
a toddler.
I can't look at this. This is terrifying. I'm deleting your messages.
Go for it.
I don't
I
wanna stare
genuinely
at this
don't think
creepy baby.
I don't think the baby looks like that.
Listen, you
I
look it
think
up.
that's the doll.
Look it up. You just say Renesmee and that's what pops up.
I see that, but they're saying this is the doll. That's why I'm
Maybe
like,
you
I
should
need to investigate.
maybe they used a doll and then CGI'd it.
It's entirely possible.
Thinking that they're, like, brilliant, and it's not. Like, literally, there's no other that's the only thing that's coming up for, like, the toddler phase.
That's the same
Oh,
thing.
lord, stop it! Allison sent another thing in the group chat. Oh, lord.
I'm gonna ban you both if you keep sending
Okay,
pictures.
getting back to the topic at hand, I do have to say that I enjoyed the change that they made in Breaking Dawn at the very end, even though we were all screaming in the theater.
Oh yeah. Becky was like punching me
Enlighten
in the
me.
thigh.
Yeah,
I was
I
being
think
physically assaulted.
we were all screaming because 'cause we're like, "That's not what happens in the book!" And then it turns out that was just fake.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then it was like a
Do you not
gotcha.
know?
No, I
Val, do
don't
you not
know.
know?
No.
So I guess it's old enough now. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Too bad. Don't get over the spoilers, right? So
Been
she
10 years.
in the yeah, it's been a while. In the book, Alice sees a vision, but I don't think we get to actually see the vision.
We
They
do
just
not.
kind of briefly like mention, "Oh, here's a vision, I'm sharing it with, what's his face? The guy, the Volturi guy." And that's all we know in
Sure.
the book,
Yeah,
okay?
Okay.
we
So
they never
nothing
reveal
goes
what
wrong.
happened.
Mhm.
We just know that, oh, they understand something and then it's better, right? No.
Mhm.
So
No.
in the movie, it's so they're all about to like go to war or whatever in the field, right? And so you see them start attacking each other, and basically Carlisle gets his head ripped off.
Yeah, like, characters start dying, like, beloved
Yeah.
characters start dying.
What?
That's not canon.
Everyone's dying left and right, and you're just like, what is happening?
And then finally, it, like, zooms out and it's like, "Oh, yep, this is what the vision was."
Huh.
And then they resolve and then the movie, like, continues where the book left off.
Weird. That's a weird choice.
But you know what? I have to say it was really good. I actually really enjoyed
It
that.
it
Did you?
it
I did.
well, because it gave like a more action thing. Because like I feel like in the book, if I'm remembering correctly, granted it's been over 10 years, it was a little
It was very anticlimactic.
climactic. So like you had like the stress of it, but then it resolved and you're like, "Oh, okay, they're fine now." So then in the movie for it to be like that extreme, it was a really they did it well. It was a good change.
Yeah,
So,
it was.
again,
'Cause
I was
and
being
then
physically
afterwards
assaulted by my best friend. She's punching me.
and then yeah, because then everyone was alive, and then, we can go on our merry way, and we're like, "Oh, okay. Huh, that's great."
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I had no
Yeah.
idea. I don't think I saw that movie. And I haven't read the books, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna ever read the Twilight series, I'm sorry. I know
Yeah,
it's a
Yeah.
beloved
I
series.
I tried rereading it and I was like, "I can't do this. This is this is not it. Not anymore." I'll still hold
yeah.
it near and dear,
Mhm.
but not
Great
one I would reread.
childhood core memory, but that's where it can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I did end up reading Edward's side of it. I can't remember what it's called. Um,
Oh. Oh.
I don't remember what it's called.
No, Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun.
It has all the books, like, just sitting there.
Yeah, so I read Midnight Sun, and that was not great.
Rip.
Yeah, Edward is probably worse than Darcy in some ways. With a lot of thoughts, a lot of things going around in his brain, and you're just like, why? What is this? Why are we thinking this way?
I like the premise, for sure. It's just seems like it maybe not for this project.
Yeah. The idea was good, but I do remember when like Twilight and all that did come out, like it was a big deal with the whole Midnight Sun thing because someone like posted it like before she ever got around
And
to
leaked
actually
it?
like publishing it. Yeah, they leaked it or leaked part of it. So it almost felt like a money grab where because she was like, I'm never gonna sell this, right? And
Oh,
then I feel like she just finished it just because, yeah, and then was like, I'm gonna
'cause
sell
someone
it now.
kinda ruined it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So
Because then, in a way, it kinda solidifies her right to it,
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
in a legal sense.
Yeah, she owns the rights to it now, copyright, whatever. Yeah.
Do you wanna
Yeah,
segue to another
exactly.
book?
Who has another one? Because I just did like 3.
Jurassic Park is
Jurassic Park!
I forgot!
people don't realize this was a book, and I love this book. It up until maybe, like, the last, like, year or so, is my favorite book of all time, and the movies were fantastic, and the book is even more magnificent. Eh, the weird thing is that it is way more scary reading it. I read it and
Really?
listened to it. Yes, I did. It was, like, one of the few I've done both for.
Wow.
I know. I know, and, like, the thing is that they don't even pick up on a lot of, e events that happen in the book for the first movie. So then for, like, the other movies, they pulled some more stuff from the source material especially like the third movie comes from a lot from the first book, like the OG movies
Mhm.
when they're actually Jurassic Park ones, not Jurassic World. The funny thing is that for Lost World or the Lost World, they
Mhm.
after Jurassic Park became a movie, they were like, "Hey, Michael Crichton, you need to write another book so we can make another movie. Like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And he wrote the book, and then Lost World wasn't really like what the book is because I've read that one too, and the book is way better than the movie, way
Hmm.
better. They like use like the same like characters, but like I'm from what I remember, Lost World like takes place like on land and civilization, like because the dinosaurs somehow are like stomping through California somewhere, and that doesn't happen in the book at all. They all stay on the
Oh,
island. Yeah,
interesting.
Huh.
right? I don't know why. I have no idea why, but it just does. And yeah, no, so many creepy things. Like imagine you're being chased by a T-Rex, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
You jump on the raft and you're like, "Oh, it can't follow me into this lake." But then it does. And it starts swimming like an alligator towards you. And then I'm just like, "Oh my god, can you imagine this happening in real life?" I would give up. I would give up. Like, I'm like, I'm done. I can't beat this.
I mean, if a T-Rex can swim as quarter of good as an alligator, you're done.
Yeah, I know. You're done. You're done. And, like,
But
you
okay, that begs the question: are the T-Rexes in the book the size of what they are actually suspected? Wait, no, never mind. I'm stupid. Never mind. Because T-Rexes are actually pretty big.
No, they're huge. They're huge. But the
They're massive, yeah.
velociraptors were
Yeah.
obviously are now found to be incorrect, but at the time, they were accurate.
Right.
Which now that's fine. That's why science exists. We are constantly learning things every single day. But in the fictional world, the velociraptors are big, and they're not little cat-sized things. Like,
Yeah.
but like,
Chickens.
did you guys ever watch the third movie? Um,
No.
I don't like
so,
them.
uh, okay, so in the third movie, the whole premise is that one of the main characters from the first movie is recruited to go rescue this kid that accidentally gets stuck on Jurassic Park, like the island,
Mhm.
and it's like defunct. But so he's like out there surviving on this island full of dinosaurs. And since our guy has been like on the island and survived and made it off, he has takes the parents and tried to rescue the kid. And so they actually use the pterodactyl scene from the first book in it, and I'm like, "Oh, this all makes sense now." Yeah, it was interesting how they did that. They were just and even, like, in, Jurassic World, they were still pulling stuff from the original book that had never made it into the other movies.
I mean, that makes sense. It's trying to ground the movie universe in the same universe that the movie's in, so or the book. So it makes sense that they're still pulling from the original source material, even if it's not 100% faithful to it. I had the first Jurassic Park on VHS as a kid, and
Did
I
you?
I don't know if I ever made it through the movie all the way. Because again, I am the CEO of the Scaredy Baby Club.
You
So
are.
I I don't like things that jump scare me, like at all. Jump scares are to this day still not something I enjoy. And I remember getting jump scared by the T-Rex as a kid from these movies.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But I would try it again as an adult. The soundtrack slaps.
Yes.
One
It
of the
does.
best John
Yes.
Williams soundtracks ever.
Yep.
Yes.
Love John Williams. However, I did
I
not like the
greatly
movie as a
enjoy his
kid.
soundtrack. I just don't like it because it's not that I don't like the jump scares in that. I always feel bad for the dinosaurs. I just feel bad for them because I'm like, just
That's true.
leave them
That's true.
alone. And like just
That's
let them
true.
be.
Allison.
And so li- literally any dinosaur movie, and not just Jurassic Park, but like Land Before Time and all those, I'm like, I know what happens to them, and it makes me so
Oh
sad.
my god. Even though that particular event doesn't happen in Land Before Time,
It still
the
makes
mass.
me so sad
Oh my god!
because they're so
Nah,
majestic and amazing, and they all
They are.
die.
That's
they
true.
all die. Oh no.
So it brings me sadness.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
you know,
Alrighty. Any other things you want to talk about?
Pride and Prejudice 2005. No.
Looping it back.
Bringing it around town.
Ooh, I got one just
We
real
can talk
quick.
about
Did
the
you
other
know that?
Jane Austens.
I was like,
No, I'm
did you
kidding.
know that Jaws was a book too?
I did. I was looking that up
Yeah.
earlier.
And they actually did a pretty good job following that.
Did
And they
they?
left out,
Really?
yeah, the only left out like one major plot point was when the scientist guy has an affair with the sheriff's wife guy or person. And it
Mhm.
was like kind of like it was like literally spent 40 pages on that like whole like plot arc, that whole arc, and it
Uh-huh.
was kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's fine. They can cut that out.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know
Yeah.
what? That was a good decision.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
allowable.
another great John Williams banger.
Yep, it is another
Yep,
banger.
that's true.
Alrighty. Cool. Well, I think that's all we had today. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, we'll get into TV shows at some point. There'll be a future episode. But yeah, we have a couple announcements. Book club's coming up pretty soon. May 30th, we're gonna talk about Iron Widow by
Jiren
Jiren
J.
J.
Zhao.
Zhao.
Thank you. I could not do this today. I'm excited about that. It's mechs and Chinese culture.
Yep. And female empowerment.
Yeah.
Whoop,
And
whoop.
is also gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
LGBTQIA representation. Woo woo.
Whoop whoop.
Bookshop.org. We've talked about it before. We have a shop there where you can look at all of the books that we've recommended, all of our 5 stars, all the ones that are still in print, anyways. So, hope you guys check it out. If you use our link, it does support us a little bit, but also it supports the indie bookstore of your choice. So, you're able to support 2 things all at once.
And we have a very exciting announcement for episode 9. That's the next episode. Mary Dublin and Anne Kensley is coming onto our podcast as special guests to promote their upcoming book, Hunted in the Shadows, which is book 2 of Shot in the Dark. I loved it. It was very good. We are big fans. Their book is like a supernatural and Fern Gully mashup, and it's excellent.
Yeah. Courtney and I got to meet Mary and Anne at a local book signing about a year ago. Mary came in person and Anne joined us via Discord. Mary is a local Florida author and Anne lives somewhere in Texas. So it was great meeting them, and we're super excited to have them on the podcast next week.
It's also another
Ooh.
one of, like, the most beautiful books I have ever seen, like,
Yes.
physically.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you join us. We'll do a little author interview with them next week, and it'll be super exciting. I hope you enjoy. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy reading.
Happy
Happy
reading.
reading!
Thanks for listening to this episode of Books I Read with My Cat. You can find us on social media at BookCatPod, and if you have any ideas or feedback, feel free to give us an email at bookcatpod@gmail.com. Happy reading!